Welcome to Season 2 of the Shekina Meditation Podcast, created by community members and friends of Shekina Garden in Pai, Thailand. Shekina communities are dedicated to creating free devotional spaces of Christian practice for spiritual seekers and travelers around the world. We post Christ-centered guided meditation each week to help you in your personal or small group practice. You can find episode show notes and other information at shekinacommunity.com. Hi friends, this is Ray, and it is Season 3, Episode 11 of the podcast. Welcome. I'm so happy to be here today introducing the podcast. And as always, patrons, I want to shout you out because our patrons are supporting this podcast. You guys have been taking care of us all these years, supporting, helping, and we appreciate it so much. I can't even tell you how much. We are raising money to keep our community going, and your patronage is part of the way that we do that. You can find us at patreon.com/Shekina Meditation Podcast. If you want to become part of this little community, that's where you can support us. Another way you can support this podcast is by rating or reviewing us on iTunes or Spotify or sharing it in some other way. You can share it on your social media. You can like and subscribe on YouTube, really helps, or share with your friends and family. And when you support the podcast, we know that you appreciate us putting it into the world. So thank you so much. We have a special announcement and a special offer. Right now, we are gathering a few more people for a retreat or a pilgrimage that we are doing in Italy. You can find all of the information on our website. Go to shekinacommunity.com, and up in the top, you can see the Italy 2025 button. Press on that to find all of the information. It is the last weekend in August. It's going to be 4 days of being together, sharing meditation, sharing movement practices, talking, having circles, being together in this really communal way. And all the information is there. We have a few more spots available. We've tried to keep it really affordable, and yeah, come along and see what it's like. Today's episode is Lectio Divina on Psalm 90, verses 1 to 4, 12, and 14 with Ro. And it takes place at Shambhala festival as well. So you might hear some noises in the background. Definitely you'll hear the river. First, Ro is going to offer some exercises to help guide you into quiet readiness for meditation. Second, she'll guide you through the verses with plenty of space for your own contemplation. And third, the third part of our meditation is always a sharing circle here at Shekina. So if you have a group of people that you're meditating with, that's wonderful, and you can have a sharing circle. If you're on your own, take a little time to process the meditation by writing a few thoughts down or drawing a picture, something that will help you bring the meditation into the rest of your day and into the rest of your week and your life. Let's begin.
So to begin, let's just find a comfortable position. With our spine long, we might like to close our eyes. Let our body relax. If it feels good, you might like to take some circles with your shoulders or a bit of a twist. Just helping your body settle down into stillness. And let's allow our attention to come to our breath. Just breathing in and out naturally and noticing. We can feel the rhythm of our breathing moving our body. We can notice the temperature of the air as it comes in the nostrils, is slightly warmed by the body and then comes out again. Our breath gently moving our body. Nothing to do in this moment, but just notice the breath. This gift of life that comes to us each moment. Just settling into stillness as we notice the breath. You might like to now begin to expand your awareness from just focusing on the breath to noticing other sensations in the body. Just lightly touching on each sensation and gently moving on. So we might notice the heaviness of our body against the ground. We might notice where our clothing touches our skin, the breeze. Just noticing the different sensations as they come to your awareness in the body. It's normal when we're sitting quietly and still for us to notice that there is a lot of activity in the mind. So we're going to gently turn our attention to the activity of our thoughts, trying to do so without judgment, just noticing and acknowledging what's happening in our minds. We might like to imagine that our mind is like a stream, a little river, like we can hear behind us. And that our thoughts are just leaves that are passing by on the river. They're floating on the top of the river. And we can just notice them as they pass by. We don't need to judge them or analyze them, but just noticing what they are and then letting them pass further down the river out of sight. So purposefully allowing our thoughts to arise, we're noticing them, and then with intention letting them move on so they don't need to disturb us during this meditation time. We're putting them aside. During our meditation, if it's helpful for you, when thoughts come or are distracting us, we might like to again return to this image of seeing the stream and then letting the thoughts pass by, letting them move away from us, downstream, where they're not disturbing us any longer. For this style of meditation, divine reading, we acknowledge that we are in the presence of the divine, that the Spirit is here with us. So we gently turn our attention towards God. You might like to say a silent prayer in your heart, or perhaps turn your palms upward in your lap or on your knees as a sign of openness or listening or just presence and intention. I'll be reading from an ancient song this morning, song number 90 in the sacred scriptures. Different verses from throughout this song, different sentences. And for our first reading, I'll invite us just to let these words wash over us, wash around us. You might like to ask the divine to speak to you through these words. Maybe asking, is there one word or phrase for me to pay attention to today that I should notice? Something that stands out. Lord, you have been our dwelling place, our refuge in all generations. Before the mountains were brought forth, or ever you had formed the earth and the world, from everlasting to everlasting, you are God. You return people to dust and say, "Return, O children of Adam." For 1,000 years in your sight are but as yesterday when it is past, or as a watch in the night. So teach us to number our days that we might get a heart of wisdom. Satisfy us in the morning with your steadfast love, that we may rejoice and be glad all our days. For our second reading through these words, I'll read each sentence through 2 times and allow a few minutes of silence in between. You might like to again ask the Spirit to speak to you through these words. What would you say to me today, God, through these words? What do I need to hear today? Lord, you have been our dwelling place, our refuge in all generations. Lord, you have been our dwelling place, our refuge in all generations. Before the mountains were brought forth, or ever you had formed the earth and the world, from everlasting to everlasting, you are God. Before the mountains were brought forth, or ever you had formed the earth and the world, from everlasting to everlasting, you are God. You return people to dust and say, "Return, O children of Adam." You return people to dust and say, "Return, O children of Adam." For 1,000 years in your sight are but as yesterday when it is past, or as a watch in the night. For 1,000 years in your sight are but as yesterday when it is past, or as a watch in the night. So teach us to number our days, that we may get a heart of wisdom. So teach us to number our days, that we may get a heart of wisdom. Satisfy us in the morning with your steadfast love, that we may rejoice and be glad all our days. Satisfy us in the morning with your steadfast love, that we may rejoice and be glad all our days. We'll hear these words one final time. I invite us again to listen for a word or phrase that might stand out to us above the rest. To explore the words, be interested in the images that come to mind or the memories or thoughts. Perhaps to again ask the Divine to show us what we need to hear today. What would you have me hear from these words, God? Why do I need to hear this today? Lord, you have been our dwelling place, our refuge in all generations. Before the mountains were brought forth, or ever you had formed the earth and the world, from everlasting to everlasting, you are God. You return people to dust and say, "Return, O children of Adam." For 1,000 years in your sight are but as yesterday when it is past, or as a watch in the night. So teach us to number our days, that we may get a heart of wisdom. Satisfy us in the morning with your steadfast love, that we may rejoice and be glad all our days. Taking a moment here to respond to these words, to respond to the Divine in silence in our own hearts, giving back any response that we feel to these words. We're coming to the third part of our meditation now, the opportunity to share together. So we're going to take some moments now just to move gently from this time of silence and stillness back into the presence of each other, bringing ourselves back to an awareness of our breath and our bodies. It might feel good to again take a few deep breaths. When we're all ready, we have the opportunity to share with each other. And we'll know that we're ready when everyone is seated with their eyes open.
Thank you for joining today. There will be a new guided meditation available each week, so don't forget to subscribe to iTunes or sign up for our newsletter to get podcasts delivered to your inbox at www.shekinacommunity.com/podcast newsletter. Also, you can rate or review on iTunes or sign up as a patron at patreon.com/Shekina Meditation Podcast. Have a beautiful week. Many blessings to you.